Listen, nobody really needs a luxury car, but that doesn't mean that you don't want one. If you find yourself in the market for a brand new luxury car, you've already come to terms it's going to cost you a lot of money. I mean, luxury goods don't come cheap, which means the last thing you want is to buy or lease a car that you instantly regret, or even worse, end up in a reliability nightmare the second your warranty runs out. Today, these are the top-rated luxury cars for 2024 according to Consumer Reports, spread across 5 categories, starting with entry-level luxury. Coming in at number 3 in the category is the widely praised Acura Integra. Acura has breathed new life into the iconic Integra moniker, positioning it as their introductory 4-door hatchback offering. At its core, the Integra is a more polished sibling of the Civic, boasting a 200-horsepower, 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, an engine it shares with the spirited Civic Si. And for those craving a bit more, the Integra Type S does not disappoint. 320 horsepower out of 2 turbocharged liters, mated to a downright delightful 6-speed manual transmission. While the majority of the lineup is equipped with a continuously variable transmission, it somewhat waters down the Integra's sporty essence, a stark contrast to the joy derived from the manual gearbox. In terms of handling, the Integra is nimble, yet it's marred by a stiff ride and intrusive road noise. The cabin's design and control layout mirror the Civic too closely, failing to inject the expected dose of luxury and leaving the Integra trailing behind its rivals in the premium feel department. That said though, the Integra, specifically the Type S, is easily one of the best cars we've driven this year, and owner satisfaction is through the sunroof. Coming in at number 2, it's important to resist the urge to fall for the notion that the 2 Series Gran Coupe is just a 4-door variant of its sporty 2 Series sibling. It's built on a distinct platform that doesn't prioritize performance nearly as much. More specifically, it's built on BMW's UKL2 architecture, shared with the BMW X1, X2, and many Countryman and Clubman models, which means, yeah, you guessed it, it's front-wheel drive. It's still capable of drawing big smiles on winding roads, but limitations are revealed under extreme driving conditions. The base model's 228 horsepower, 2-liter turbocharged 4 provides more than ample acceleration, paired with an adept 8-speed automatic transmission. You can expect a slightly firmer ride than some of the competition. Inside, rear seating is tight, with less than ideal entry and exit, but with BMW's award-winning interior design and quality here in full effect, you can do much worse than signing on the dotted line for the new 2 Series Gran Coupe. The A3 expertly pairs a premium upscale feel in a solid compact form. It boasts front seats that offer ample comfort and a cabin with a refined finish. The rear seating area, however, remains a bit tight, a common trait in this segment. Now, new for this year, Audi has finally integrated their latest infotainment system into the mix to bring it in line with the rest of the lineup. Under the hood, a 201 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder pairs with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, enhanced by a standard mild hybrid system for efficiency. While the transmission can show some awkwardness at lower speeds, the A3 shifts into a stride of brisk acceleration and impressive fuel efficiency, achieving an average of 31 miles per gallon on regular fuel. While predicted reliability and owner satisfaction are still up in the air, if last year's results are anything to go by, the Audi A3 is a safe bet, and it earns the top spot in Consumer Reports recommendations for this segment. Now, maybe you're thinking to yourself that those cars are just a bit too compact, maybe not quite luxurious enough over their less expensive cousins they share platforms with. Then, let's take things up a notch with some luxury compacts. The latest refresh of the IS luxury sports sedan brings only slight enhancements, leaving it lagging behind its rivals in driving dynamics, cabin space, and fuel efficiency. The rear-wheel drive variants boast a 241 horsepower turbocharged 4-pot, while the all-wheel drive models feature a refined yet fuel-hungry 260 horsepower V6. And despite its brisk 0 to 60 sprint time of just over 6 seconds, positioning it among the quickest in its segment, the IS's handling is adequately agile yet falls short of being genuinely sporty, particularly with its uncommunicative steering. The touchpad controls for its infotainment system are unfortunately still not great, but regardless of those few blemishes, the IS is a compelling package. The Q50 luxury sports sedan, available in both rear and all-wheel drive configurations, features a dynamic 300 horsepower turbocharged V6 engine. However, it's worth noting that its fuel efficiency stands at a modest 22 miles per gallon overall. The Q50 offers nimble handling and a smooth ride, and the interior and rear seating area are spacious compared to its peers. Now, craftsmanship and feature sets don't quite meet the expectations for a contemporary luxury car, reflecting its older design. And in addition, the Infiniti dual touchscreen system can be frustrating frustratingly slow and convoluted, complicating simple operations and potentially distracting drivers. I'm honestly surprised that it makes the list, seeing how in previous years predicted reliability seems to be hit and miss, and in addition predicted owner satisfaction ranks pretty low. Listen, the Q50 is a good car, but make sure you drive the competition before signing on that dotted line. The BMW 3 Series virtually invented this segment, and much like all the generations that came before this one, the 2024 version serves up an engaging driving experience brimming with comfort, cutting-edge technology, and commendable fuel efficiency. At the heart of the 330i lies a robust 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, coupled with an 8-speed automatic that's both smooth and quick to respond. Its eager acceleration and rich engine notes amplify the sedan's spirited demeanor. An all-wheel drive option is available, as is a much more powerful turbocharged inline-6. While its handling is agile, be prepared for a ride on the firmer side. Inside, you're treated to superior seat comfort and exemplary craftsmanship. However, the 3 Series' latest iDrive system might require a bit of a learning curve, especially with climate controls integrated into the touchscreen. No car is perfect, but in the compact luxury class, the new 3 Series is about as close as you can get. Okay, every car that we've listed so far is a solid choice, and if you got the budget, you can't go wrong with any of them. But entry-level luxury is, well, entry-level, and all those compact luxury cars prioritize sporty feel and starting price over real, genuine luxury. It's time to move on to the mid-size luxury cars, where true luxury really begins, starting with the newcomer, the Genesis G80. As of late, Genesis is on a roll, and when it comes to the G80, the ride, it's plush, the handling is sharp, and its fit and finish is impressive and restrained. While the base model comes with the 2.5-liter Turbo 4 making a respectable 300 horsepower, a 375 horsepower 3.5-liter Turbo V6 is optional. And oh yeah, all-wheel drive comes standard on all trims. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. The infotainment system feels a little overcomplicated. The unintuitive gear selector will take some time getting used to, and if brand cachet is something that matters to you, well, the Genesis can't quite match the legacy automakers on this list, not yet anyway. But with a sticker of less than 55,000 bucks, the Genesis swings way above its price tag. Audi's A6 comes as standard with the same 2.0-liter inline-4 you get in the A4, and while it's serviceable and returns a commendable 26 miles per gallon, the engine you really want is the frankly awesome 3-liter turbocharged V6. With either engine, the A6 demonstrates excellent agility through the corners, coupled with a ride that's taut and firm but still comfortable and compliant. Where the A6 really shines is with an interior that's ultra quiet and a masterclass of fit and finish. Not to mention the seats are ultra supportive and above all extremely comfortable. The infotainment system can be a little confusing at first, but it's actually very logical, and our only real gripe here is overuse of piano black plastic and haptic feedback buttons. Overall, there is a lot to like about the A6. Coming in at the top is the Lexus ES with a score of 82, and more specifically the ES Hybrid with a score of 88. No matter what you throw at this car, the body and chassis stay elegantly composed. But if a sporty drive is what you're looking for in a midsize sedan, you might want to look elsewhere. It's not that the ES isn't absolutely capable. It totally is, but it does such a good job at insulating you from the outside world. Driving engagement isn't a phrase we'd like to use here. It's available with both a V6 and inline-4, with or without all-wheel drive, and the hybrid version is capable of returning a wildly impressive 42 miles per gallon. The only real downshot here is the fussy and distracting touchpad controller for the infotainment system, but if you can look past that, the 2024 Lexus ES is an absolute winner in the luxury car realm. Now it's time for full-size luxury, the cars you're more likely to see someone being driven in than driving themselves. Wait, what? They've only tested one? I mean, how are we supposed to... I get it, it's an idealist, but... As it turns out, Consumer Reports has not yet finished testing and compiling data on cars like the BMW 7 Series, Mercedes S-Class, Lexus LS, and Genesis G90, which means, by default, as of today, this next car wins the category. But I wouldn't discount its untested competitors just yet. It is, of course, the Audi A8. Audi's premier model showcases a refined and potent turbocharged V6 engine paired with a seamless 8-speed automatic transmission, a combination that achieved an admirable 21 mile per gallon overall, a notable figure for a sizable all-wheel drive sedan. Ride comfort in the A8, exceptional, offering an ultra plush experience. And while its handling is precise, it stops just short of being sprightly. The interior exudes exudes tranquility and is finished to perfection, with front seats that provide both huge comfort and ample support. The rear seating offers a limousine-like spaciousness, further enhancing that luxury feel. If you ever wanted to know what riding in a top-dollar wellness spa down the road would feel like, well, this is it. We love the Audi A8. And not just because it makes you feel like the transporter every time you get behind the wheel. That being said, we don't love the infotainment system, and more specifically the haptic buttons and smudge attracting trim, but we could totally learn to live with it for everything this car has to offer. All right, next up are luxury EVs. Starting with Consumer Reports' number 2 pick, the Porsche Taycan. Porsche's entrance to the EV game has been met with an almost universal acclaim since the first year the car was in production. And while it's had its share of teething issues, including a slew of infotainment glitches, battery and motor problems, and relatively slow 240V charging capability, there is no denying that out of pretty much every EV in production right now, it's the Taycan that's the most rewarding to drive. Say what you want about the rear and side visibility, or less than gratuitous rear seat room, if I had to choose an electric sedan right now, I'd be hard-pressed to not take a serious look at the Taycan, which brings us to the luxury EV you should probably actually buy. The i4 marks BMW's foray into the EV hatchback arena, utilizing a revised 3 Series chassis for its foundation. It stands out for its rapid acceleration and nimbleness, alongside an interior that radiates premium craftsmanship. A standout addition in the 2024 lineup is the xDrive 40, equipped with 396 horsepower, all-wheel drive systems, and boasting a range-best EPA estimated distance of 307 miles on a single charge. The 536 horsepower all-wheel drive M50 is downright exhilarating and seamless, with a commendable highway range of 318 miles. Charging efficiency is impressive too. At a public DC fast charging station, it's possible to replenish 65 miles of range in just 15 minutes, courtesy of the i4's robust 195 kilowatt maximum charging capacity. The i4's ride quality strikes a fine balance between firm and accommodating, and it's overall very, very comfortable. The latest iteration of BMW's iDrive infotainment system may prove to be a bit overwhelming, as it integrates an abundance of functions into a single touchscreen, potentially making your brain work a little bit harder than you want it to, a fad we hope will start to disappear in the near future. That said, everything is well laid out and works exactly as you'd expect it to. Being an all-new model, we won't know for sure how it stacks up in the predicted reliability department for a few years to come, but if BMW's latest products are anything to go by, we've got our hopes aimed pretty high. Man, a lot of German cars on this year's list, right? So what do you guys think? Which class of luxury cars are you most interested in? Of all the cars listed today, which one are you sticking in your garage? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel for all things automotive. And go check out these vids right over here, or maybe this one up here. My name is Brad, the Financial Cowboy. This is Ideal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Oh, and promise me one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.